from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studios. It's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Open phones, Jade Washoe, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. The phone number is 888-825-5225. We are breaking all records in Ramsey Publishing this week with the launch of the pre-sale of Dr. John Deloney's new book, Building a Non-Anxious Life. Apparently, there's a need.
Yeah, man, people, I'm joining you guys too today just for a segment here, talk about the book. But yeah, that's evidently we are an anxious, stressed, burned out culture, man.
We knew this.
Yeah.
Statistically, the stats were telling us. The statistics of despair, they're called, right, are really in bad shape.
Yeah, they're
and
tough.
have been declining since well before COVID, and COVID kind of put on the accelerator and highlighted it was there's problems out there.
Yeah, and it's they're actually called the diseases of despair. When you kind of back out and look at the resources we have in our culture and the wealth we have in our culture and just the technology and brilliance, there's really no reason why people are dying younger, and why people are more lonely than ever, and why marriages are falling apart,
and why the suicide rate is up, and
so digging into this,
why depression is up,
why everybody is just rattled with anxiety. And so, yeah, this book was just hey, what we're doing is not working. Let's look at this a different way.
We did a chapter book with John a couple of years ago. We call them quick reads, 37 pages, called Redefining Anxiety. It blew up, 150,000 copies out of the gate with no promotion. And the whole idea of that book is woven into building a non-anxious life, because part of building a non-anxious life, really almost the first thing you have to do is you have to grasp what anxiety is and what it isn't. That's
exactly right. And the narrative we've been given is it's a genetic disorder, like we talked about yesterday. It's something wrong with you. You're broken, and we got to fix what's broken. And really what anxiety is just an alarm system, man, letting you know that you are not all right. You're not okay. And so really you got to back out of that thing and say, okay, not let's just pull the batteries out of the alarm, but where's my house on fire? Where's the fire? Let's put that fire out.
Well, and like you quoted one author that said anxiety is actually good because it's telling you something's wrong.
Yeah, Dr. Suzuki says, anxiety is a friend. It's trying to get your attention and let you know things aren't okay. Yeah, and it especially applies to this conversation we have on this show, on the Ramsey Show. If you owe money, you've been saying this for 30 years, financial peace, if you owe somebody money, your frontal lobe, the part of your brain that's designed for complex thinking and for projecting into the future, it can convince you that 0% financing for 7 years on that depreciating asset, you got a good deal. And mathematically, maybe you actually did get a good deal. The part of your brain that's designed to keep you alive knows if you say one wrong thing at work, you're fired, you lose your car, you lose your house, you lose your food. And so when you owe money, your body will not let you have rest. And that we call that anxiety. We call that burnout. We call that chronic stress. But that's just one example of the way our culture has just said, here's the new way to do life, forgetting that, as Bessel van der Kolk says, the body keeps the score. The body will let you know that what we're doing is not right.
What I love about this book is you've broken it down into things that we can do each day. Yeah. Right? This is a lifestyle from here on out after we read this book, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's frustrating.
Treat the problems, not the symptoms.
That's right. And it's frustrating. There's my buddy Lane Norton says, there's never a workout you can do on a Monday that's so great that you don't have to work out for the rest of the week or the rest of the month.
Right. I
Staying
wish.
in shape, being healthy, it's just a thing you got to do every day. There's never one meal, like one salad you can eat that's so great that just buys you Dunkin' Donuts for the rest of the month, right? And so similarly with anxiety, I know Dave's like, no.
Yes, if you find it, tell me about it.
At lunch.
So when it comes to living a non-anxious life, it's a way you got to live. You got to choose reality. You got to choose freedom. You got to choose friendship and connection. You got to choose to heal. You got to choose to believe in something bigger than yourself. And so there's just these choices you can make on a daily basis, a monthly basis, and a yearly basis that are going to transform your life.
If you want to discover the 6 daily choices that will help you move towards, one of them is getting your financial act together, okay? They help you move towards having a non-anxious life, removing the things that are causing anxiety, in other words, filling up your tank, things like quality relationships, getting your finances in control. It's kind of common sense stuff, biblical stuff. It's really not rocket science. It's written in a way that you can reach the shelf this book is on. I promise you, okay? So it's right there where the cookies are. You can get it. So, hey, check it out. It's a $20 book. If you buy it in pre-sale, it actually comes out October 3rd. It went on pre-sale this week. If you buy it in pre-sale, we're going to bribe you to buy it early and give you $75 worth of extra goodies, including the audiobook and the ebook, and they'll come out with the book. But in the meantime, instant access to Dr. John Deloney's newest talk, Smoke, Fire, and Freedom, that breaks down some of the mythology. And so be sure and check this out. It's all at RamseySolutions.com. RamseySolutions.com. The new book is Building a Non-Anxious Life by Dr. John Deloney. His last one, Own Your Past, Change Your Future, was a #1 bestseller. Again, the little quick read was a massive blow up. So this one will be as well, without a doubt, just because we're helping people with an area that they really need help with. It's not something we dreamed up. It's something we recognized.
Yeah. And I want to call out something you said a minute ago. I spent my last 20 years of my life reading academic journals, talking with scientists and brilliant minds. This book isn't for them. This book is for people who don't read books and who want a better life. This is a book for people who are tired of being talked down at, told that they're stupid, told that they're dumb, that they
have a disease,
that they're broken. Yeah, there's some kind of malfunction. This book is for somebody who wants a clear, simple way to change their life. Yeah. Right. And change the culture and the warmth inside their home. Right.
Yeah, and I said this yesterday, and I want to say it again. This book's for everyone.
That's right.
Whether you think that you might be sitting there going, I've got my mental health in order. I'm doing pretty good. I was a person who thought, man, I'm not really anxious. I'm good. I read your book, all of them, Redefining Anxiety, Own Your Past, Build Your Future, this one. And I'm starting on this one. And I'm like, everybody needs this. Well, it will help everyone.
Everyone that doesn't need a little more peace, raise your hand. And those of you that raise your hand, how long have you had a problem with lying? I mean, seriously.
Right.
Come on.
The joke is either you're struggling with this or you're married to somebody who is.
Okay.
Right? So it's in your house. It's somewhere.
You just walk past someone, I promise you. So, yeah. And here's the thing. If you have a broken part of your life that's causing anxiety, taking a pill won't make it go away.
Right.
And the people that think taking a pill makes everything go away are not going to like this book.
Well, in I talk about my journey with medication. What medication does is it turns the alarms down and allows you to go do the work that you need to do. But it doesn't.
Not all medication is bad. We're not saying that.
But it doesn't make you not anxious forever. It doesn't solve the problem, right?
You
it allows you
to get under the hood,
get in there and do the work that you need to do. That's right.
The spark plugs are not the fuel injectors are not clear.
Yeah, if you're not interested in doing the work, kind of like getting out of debt. If you're waiting for Washington to come save you, it's not the book for you. If you are ready to take control of your life back, this is the book for you.
Building a Non-Anxious Life, Dr. John Deloney at RamseySolutions.com. It's a competitive home buying market, but there's a way you can get an edge. Churchill Mortgage works with you to understand your budget and your goals. And the Churchill Mortgage Home Buyer Edge offers you fast pre-approval and a secured interest rate. Plus, Churchill has bumped up their seller guarantee to $10,000, giving your offer the best chance of being accepted and helping you win in today's market. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com today to learn more. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Peter is with us in Canada. Hi, Peter. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm currently entering my third year of university. Mm-hmm. I'm married. Me and my wife have been very financially independent. We're both in school. We both foresee being able to pay off for our school just through hard-earned cash while just doing summer jobs.
Wonderful.
But we've been doing them. We've been kind of realizing, that the student loan rate in Canada, we don't have interest on our student loans, and we don't start paying until 6 months after we graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were wondering, we were thinking about maximizing out the student loans we can take out and putting it aside in a separate high-interest savings account, maybe even invest into some short-term bonds. And then when we graduate, take all that money out, pay off our student loans in full, and then keep the money that we made from the interest. Mm-hmm. My question is, what I know that you're very adamant about staying out of debt if possible.
No,
so
I'm just very adamant about not if possible. I'm just adamant about staying out of debt. Period.
Right.
But let's go ahead. How much are you talking about doing? How much money?
So about $15,000 a year for me and my wife. So that's about $30,000 each.
So $60,000.
So we have. Yeah.
Okay. And the bond rate is what?
It's about 5.5%.
Okay. All right. So $3,000. That's what you're gonna make
per year.
That's what you're gonna make. $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your degree in?
Finance.
Finance?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're in your third year of finance degree?
No, so I'm just doing Bachelor of Commerce currently, majoring in finance.
Yeah.
Going into my third.
Have you ever had a statistics class yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I can tell. Okay.
Go ahead, Dave.
So here's what you're missing. Risk. The only way your program works is if there is a zero risk scenario, which does not exist. Okay? So the problem is you called a guy that's been doing this for 35 years. So I've seen everybody do every possible stupid butt thing they can do in their lives or have horrible tragedies happen to them in their lives that you have not anticipated. Or, maybe the bond market has a problem. That's never happened, has it? Of course that happens all the time. And so maybe you don't make $3,000. And maybe... did you know that bonds go down in value when interest rates go up? Do you know it's an inverse relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're going to take out a $60,000 loan with $60,000 worth of bonds. Interest rates go up. Now your bonds are worth $50,000, but you have to repay $60,000. Values go down when interest rates go up. It's an inverse relationship with the bond market to interest rates, and we're in a rising interest rate environment, aren't we? Mm-hmm. That's called risk, okay? So your plan is
not good.
It's left out key components, which makes it really, really risky and naive. That's problem number one with it. Problem number two with it is you are trying to make money doing nothing. Making money doing nothing usually will cause you problems. So don't try to make money doing nothing. Problem number three is, I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but I'm just about positive, that the government of Canada did not come up with a student loan program for Peter to invest in the bond market, meaning that you are misusing these funds, which is not illegal, but it is at a minimum unethical and immoral.
I agree with that.
So, lots of reasons, Peter, to not do this. Lots of reasons. You did not anticipate risk. Another way that you can, if you're ever faced with something like this again, that help you feel the risk is just take your proposed scenario and multiply it like 10 or 100x and see if it doesn't make you want to throw up a little bit.
That's so good. Then you really see the gravity of it.
Yeah. So in other words, would you do this with $600,000 if you could do it? Would you do this with $6 million if you could do it? Oh, no. See, now you're starting to feel like, oh, God, something could go wrong. Well, something could go wrong. Well, dude, something could go wrong. And let me just tell you, it's not something could. It's pretty likely to.
Absolutely.
It's pretty likely to. So, it's just, and all for $3,000.
That's my thing. It's not even a lot of money.
Go deliver some pizzas and get you some $3,000.
For a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
it's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's not worth
you are
it.
playing with a barrel full of snakes for $3,000, hoping to not get bit. So, there's the problems with your theory, and because your theory's empty, it's missing entire sets of variables that, when implemented, make this really unattractive. And you forgot the ethics and the morals part of it too, which will also lead you astray and get you into problems. So,
Whew, Dave, that was good. I was expecting you to really go into one of your Dave modes.
well,
but you taught.
well,
That was good.
the thing is, it wouldn't have been fair to him.
That's true. Yeah, no, you taught.
So he had to, because he doesn't know. And he didn't call up with an arrogance. He was asking an honest question,
was.
and he just didn't know. So it wouldn't have been fair to him to kill him. As tempting as it might have been.
I was giving you the energy.
Yeah, I know you were. I felt it. I felt you egging me on. It's almost as bad as when Sharon does that. But so, oh my gosh. No, I mean, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He just hadn't thought about some of the stuff because he's young.
And I'm glad he called in because I know a lot of people have fooled around with that idea in different types of way, basically taking debt to invest it. So
Yeah, so for those of you over in the nerd side whose head are still spinning, the reason I ask about statistics class was not to be sarcastic, but in Stat 1, the first class you take, they will teach you a measure of risk called a beta. And a beta is the distance between the hill and the valley. If you look at a graph and it's going up and down like a mountain and a valley, the distance between the bottom and the top is your beta. Okay, so and so in an investment analysis, a beta is your measure of risk.
I see.
And so for those of you out there doing your investments, you'll see it actually. It's one of the few places you actually do see it in the real world, other than stat class, is with mutual funds. So in the United States, the Standard & Poor, the S&P 500, is the measure, the baseline of the stock market. It is a 1.0 beta. So it's your baseline. Okay. So if you have a mutual fund that has a 0.8, less than 1, that means it's less volatile than the stock market. If you have a mutual fund, for instance, an aggressive growth stock mutual fund might have a 2.0 beta, which means it's twice as volatile as the S&P baseline. Okay, the Standard & Poor baseline. So you see it there. But what happens is people do not apply that type of mathematical thinking and formula, which that's an actual math measure of risk. No, people don't apply that to debt. And see, he left risk out of his math formula.
Yeah, he did.
So he's thinking, okay, I'm going to make $3,000 on $60,000, but I did not adjust my returns for risk. And that's why I was asking about that, because you adjust it for risk. And this is really an egghead explanation of why God says in the Bible that the borrower is slave to the lender. Slaves don't have choices. Slaves are seldom generous. So slaves lose their personhood. And this is what happens when you step into the noose of debt, because you haven't measured risk adequately.
Very good.
So this is, you can look at it through a biblical lens, a spiritual lens, the lens of faith. We can look at it through the academic lens. We can look at it through Grandma's common sense. Grandpa says, son, you bought that car? You did what? That was my grandpa. Drove up in a new Jaguar. I was a millionaire. My grandpa looked at me like I'd lost my mind. He goes, 10 years, what's that car going to be worth? And I said, not as much. And he said, well, I call my investments things that go up.
Look at that. Grandpa was right.
This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, being free to make your own medical decisions is a big deal these days. Christian Healthcare Ministries gives members the freedom to choose the doctors and providers they want without the frustration of worrying about networks and with no waiting period to join. It's a membership-based nonprofit ministry where hundreds of thousands of Christians share funds to pay for and pray for each other's medical bills. For over 40 years, CHM has helped families living across all 50 states. So see if CHM could be right for your family. Check out more today at chministries.org/budget.
Jade Warshaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Carrie and Liz are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
How you doing, Dave?
Doing well.
Welcome. Good to have you. Where do you live?
Kansas City.
All right, fun. Welcome to Nashville. And how much debt have you guys paid off?
$424,800.
Love it. Very good. And how long did this take?
3.5 years.
All
Good
right.
for you. And your range of income during that time?
Anywhere from $230 combined to $350.
Yeah, you guys
Very
are killing
good.
it. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a neonatal nurse practitioner.
Oh, there's that. Okay.
And I'm a project director for a general contractor.
So, okay. I was going to guess house, but now I'm going to guess student loans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Both, a little bit of
neonatal
both.
nurse practitioner. Wow, what a cool job. I mean, wow, what a neat thing you do every day, and how expensive to get that degree, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all of the
both.
above.
Yeah.
All of the above.
So
Wow.
that was the house as well.
Ooh, how does
Well,
it break down?
It was the house.
It's both,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, cool. Congratulations. I'm looking at weird people. All right, what's the house worth?
About $530.
Way to go. And how much of the 425 was a house?
$340. So,
So it really wasn't that much student loans. Okay.
yeah, 85 was the student loans.
Okay, not doctor level student loans anyway, huh? Okay, good.
That's not
Good for
bad.
you. That's pretty close. I mean, 85, not 385. Okay, good. Way to go, guys. Congratulations. Man, that's got to feel great.
It
The
does.
student loans, the house, everything gone.
Yep. All gone.
That's great. My thing is, like, you've got these great incomes, but you clearly did not let yourself have that lifestyle in order to pay this debt off.
Yeah. That was a goal of ours for sure.
What started all of this 3.5 years ago?
So about 4 years ago, my Aunt Kim, she went through the journey as well, and she gave us a free sample of the Total Money Makeover. So we listened to that, and went home, and that night I couldn't sleep, so I ended up paying off like $2,000 in credit cards, like $3,000 in my car at the time, and then we just kept that momentum going.
Wow. Oh, wait a minute. When Liz woke up, you've been up at the computer doing this?
That's what I'm thinking.
So actually, a little bit of our history here. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I was widowed in 2018. And so I was in the middle of school. I graduated in 2019. But prior to, Carrie and I went to college together with my late husband. So they were actually like best friends. So when Matt passed away in 2018, I was lucky enough to have a term life insurance policy through my employer for $200,000. So then when I graduated in 2019, I actually put that money, paid off my $85,000 in student loans using that money, and then invested the rest of that. So my daughter Sylvie is here today, and she's Matt and I's daughter, and Carrie's going to be adopting her here within the next month. So
Wow, that's wonderful.
yeah, it's a really cool story.
That is a great story.
We have a lot of history together, but definitely always been on the same page as far as what we wanted our legacy to be for our family. So.
Yeah. Well, with that tragedy, you obviously had a complete reset emotionally, and you don't have a choice but to make serious things serious.
Yeah.
After that, and so we're going to clean this mess up. This is serious. It's not. This is not a couple of children trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the candy.
Yeah.
This is all of a sudden real serious. And so what happened to Matt?
He was it was a tragic death, but he was a professional athlete for many years, and unfortunately became addicted to opioids. And so it was a long road, and for a long time we couldn't talk about it. It was kind of like the elephant in the room, but I'm at a point in my life now where it's a part of my story. It's a part of our story. It's a part of Sylvie's story. And so,
overcoming the whole process.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And so, he was a wonderful, wonderful person, and I like to remember him for all of the good things. And, he left me with her and wonderful memories. And so for that, we're very grateful.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
Incredible.
So then the two of you get married. 3.5 years. We've been tearing into this debt. Way to go.
Thank you.
Couple of heroes coming the other side of that tragedy, and we're gonna make something beautiful out of this whole thing. Way to go. Good work. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
Definitely having a plan. We were both very fortunate growing up to have our parents kind of instill savings and being intentional. But really, again, when we started listening to the show 3.5 years ago, it kind of gave us a plan and gave us the ability to start setting goals and realizing what we need to accomplish there. And just since we've been married, even prior to that, just being on the same team.
That's great.
Life throws a lot of challenges at you, but if you can stick together, you can get through it all. So.
Amen.
That's a word. So you got no debt in the world, not a house payment, nothing.
Yeah.
What's next? What's next on the horizon? Are you going on a
go
trip?
do
Are you going to do something?
So we got married last October.
Okay.
And we held off on the honeymoon a little bit. We just got back from South Africa.
Wow.
So we did that for a week, and then we did the Seychelles.
Nice.
So that was kind of the honeymoon / debt-free
That is great.
expense.
So we cash flowed our not very cheap honeymoon. So that was part of our plan, and we achieved it. We saved up money as we went along, and we paid our wedding off before it even happened. So that was also not in our debt at all. That was a big goal of ours as well. So everything that we say we're going to do together, we do. So just making sure you're on the same team.
Now, making $350 now, not a debt in the world, not a house or anything. Way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are amazing. Wow. And what the stuff you've come through and overcome, and it's just a process, man. It's very beautiful. Very well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely very cool. All right, let's bring Sylvie up. How old is Sylvie?
She's 6.
Did I say her name correctly?
You did, yes.
All right.
She's so cute.
She is beautiful. Yeah. Oh, what a blessed kid. This is awesome. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Her life is absolutely changed. Hey, we've got the Live and Give box for you, which includes the Baby Steps Millionaires book. If you're not there, you will be shortly with these numbers. And the Total Money Makeover book for you to give and get somebody started. Like you said, somebody loaned you the Total Money Makeover. And the Financial Peace University membership. Again, use it or give it away. Congratulations, you guys. You're amazing.
Thank you.
What a beautiful thing you've done. I'm so proud of you. Heroes. Well done, well done. All right, Carrie and Liz and Sylvie, Kansas City, $425,000 paid off in 3.5 years, making $230 to $350. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free.
Wow. Just in case you are facing the most unbelievable tragedy of your life today, you can look at them and say 4 years, 5 years, the other side of it.
That's
look
right.
at what is here. I mean, my goodness gracious. So, the sun will come out tomorrow.
That's right. Several takeaways from that story. Several. Very good.
Yeah. Hope.
Yes.
Yeah, in so many ways. Because, I mean, when you go through something like that, it's hard to believe it's ever going to get better.
That's right.
When you're in the middle of it. And boy, what a beautiful, gorgeous outcome.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I mean, just fabulous. And a power couple. The future is so bright for them. They've got so much going. There's so many things they can do there. And all because they said, okay, we're going to be very intentional. We're going to have a plan. We're going to be on the same page. We're going to work a plan. And they didn't give any different answers than a lot of debt-free screamers give, but boy, they did some big numbers.
Well, and you can tell they have an immense confidence in each other, and the ability of when they both say, we're going to do this, like she said, they do it.
Yeah, you can see it in the body language.
You can.
Yeah, that's very cool. Powerful rock stars, heroes, well done. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host. The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Neighborly, your hub for home services. Neighborly is the place to find reliable help for your home from trusted, locally owned businesses like Mr. Appliance, Mr. Handyman, and Precision Garage Door Service. Visit neighborly.com today to find home experts available to serve you.
Today's question comes from Peter in Alabama. I have a question about one of my best friends. I love him and his family to death, but his financial management is beyond horrible. And it hurts me to watch someone I care about so much make idiotic mistakes and dig himself into a hole that only gets deeper as time goes on. He is not one to ever talk about money, but I know for a fact that he is dealing with a big student loan and credit card debt. I would love to help him and turn him over to your show and the baby steps, but I also fear he won't respond positively to unsolicited financial advice. My question to you is, how would you approach this kind of situation? You know, these situations, some of it depends on the relationship, obviously. Like there's certain buddies of mine that I'd be like, look, I'm older than you. I know what I'm talking about. Then there's situations where I probably wouldn't say a whole lot. I'd probably just lead by example. And, hey, this is what I'm doing, and hopefully they catch on. And then there's those times where you do bring up the conversation, but it's not in like here's what you need to do. Dude, you've been messing up, man. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Trust me. Listen to Dave. Like, that's not the way to do it. What you can do is say, you know, I remember when I had a time that remember when I had credit card debt? Remember when I had that $30,000?
There it is.
It was crazy. And what I did, I found this guy. He's on YouTube. He has this book. I started reading the book, and I was blown away.
Exactly. Don't talk about him at all.
Yeah.
Just talk about you. And talk about back when you were stupid. Because we all can go back there. Mm-hmm. Some of us, it was 20 minutes ago. Some of us, it was 20 years ago. But we all can go back to stupid and go, I remember when I had a big student loan, how scared I was. I remember how I felt like I would never get out of it. I remember those feelings. Man, I tell you what. And man, I used to fight people. I would argue with people about credit card points. I thought you were going to get rich using credit card points. How dumb I was. I can't believe how stupid I was. And you know what? I found some new information. And you know what I did? I worked my butt off, and I worked this plan that this guy on the radio, these people on the radio at Ramsey, they talk about. And I got out of debt. And man, oh, you wouldn't believe, I can sleep better.
Right.
I feel like I got a 300-pound man off of my chest.
Right.
You know, he was standing on there.
I mean.
And I feel so much better. And just talk about you. Mm-hmm. And he may just look at you like you have one eye.
He might.
Or he might look at you and say, wow, that's pretty cool. Who'd you say that podcast was?
Yeah.
That may be what he does. Because he's probably not going to say, hey, man, help me do my budget.
No, he's not.
He's probably not going to go completely over to the other side. But you just tell him about you. You
got to talk about it like you would. If you had a restaurant you loved or a Netflix show that you loved, you wouldn't go to your buddy and be like, everything you're eating is wrong and all the shows you like suck. watch mine. You wouldn't do that.
You just say, I'm looking at this show. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so entertaining. That like you got to talk about it like that. That way you're never pointing that finger in their face and you're not telling them anything bad about themselves.
Yep. Exactly. Just share your experience, because really no one can argue with your experience.
That's right.
I mean,
right.
This is what happened to me. I don't know what happened to me, but this is what happened to me. And you really, and my old pastor used to say, a man with an experience is not at the mercy of a man with an opinion.
Facts. But you can't come across condescending. Let me put that out there.
It's not. It's not like I'm better than you. It's
Right.
just like, God, man,
Yeah.
I used to eat 63 donuts and I quit, and I feel so much better now that I'm not so stinking fat.
But
Look, I got
Dave.
more energy. I do. It's true. And so I got more energy. My wife likes me better. Life is good. So I'm just recommending. I'm just saying, my life is good, and
So if you come to me and say, Jade, I used to eat 65 donuts every day, I feel great. What is it?
I used to.
Are you giving me a hint?
No, not you at all. I wasn't saying that to you.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that to America. America. Josh, get us out of this. Josh is in Bristol. Hey, Josh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
Better than we deserve, sir. How can we help?
Good. Before I start, I just want to say God bless y'all guys, and thank you so much. I've been watching a lot of your videos here recently, and I'm working on the baby steps.
Well, thank you, sir. We're honored to have you in the audience. How can we help today?
Right. Me and my wife are halfway done with baby step one, and I had a car problem. I got my car paid off a year ago, but it blew up, and I need a new vehicle, but I don't have the cash saved to just buy one, and I'm going to try. Well, and I'm becoming very anti-debt too, but the only way I know how to do that is get a small car loan under $10,000, preferably $7,000.
Mm-hmm. You don't have any money?
Nothing saved up.
Okay.
I mean,
What's the car you were driving? What was it worth before it blew up?
I don't know the Kelly's Blue Book. It was a 2007 Toyota Camry.
Okay. So what would you think it was worth? What would you guess?
I think I could probably sell it for around $3,000
before it blew up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So there's no need to get a $7,000 car. Then you were driving a 3 before this happened.
Right.
Okay. So we could buy a $3,000 car and break even. Let's start with that. What's your household income?
After our tithe, we a month we bring in $4,411.
Okay. Good. And how much is your rent?
We don't have rent or mortgage. My wife inherited her house by her grandfather who passed away a few years ago.
Oh, that's good news. Mm-hmm. Okay. And both of you work outside the home?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you currently have one car that's running, right?
Yeah, it is. It's on loan. It's my wife's truck. It's we pay $475 a month for it.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's got a loan on it, but you own one other car, a $500 car payment on a $4,000 take-home pay. Ouch, that's no fun. And you don't own another car, right? You don't own a third car, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. What's your tractor worth?
I don't have a tractor.
What's your lawnmower worth?
This is going to be real embarrassing, but I don't have a lawnmower.
Okay, it's not embarrassing. What would be embarrassing is if you told me you had a $7,000 zero turn. That would be embarrassing, okay? Because I'd be selling it to buy you a car. Okay, so you're doing good, Josh. You're passing the test so far. You got a lot of common sense. I'm just looking around here because sometimes I
just got married 5 months ago.
Okay, good, very good. So you married this car payment. Okay. Okay. What do you do for a living?
I'm a housekeeper at a university.
Okay.
And my wife's a welder at a factory.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So your car with the blown engine will probably bring $1,500 at the salvage yard, maybe more.
I hope so. That would be a lot more than I was thinking.
Yeah, $1,000 to $1,500 it'll bring, or some old boy will give you that because he's going to put an engine in it. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want you to put an engine in it. You don't fix $3,000 cars. Those are throwaway cars. Okay.
Right.
So I'll tell you, you can go the route you wanted to go, but I wouldn't recommend it. And you're brand new to our stuff, so our stuff can sometimes feel awfully extreme. But one of the things I found is if I'm going to break a series of bad habits or principles in my life, I have to adopt the extreme to complete the transformation in my heart. Okay, so when we went broke, Josh, I drove a borrowed car for 4 months. I'm not suggesting you have a car you can borrow, but I'm just telling you what I did. Okay, what I did was I drove a 1978 Cadillac with 478,000 actual miles on it. The predominant color was Bondo, and the vinyl roof was torn loose across the front. So when you drove it, it filled up with air and looked like a parachute on a Bondo buggy. It was the most embarrassing hillbilly car you can think of. And I drove that car for 3 months, one 10-year period. What it felt like, 10 years. It felt like 10 years, and it was only 3 months. But, buddy, I saved some money during that 3 months because I'm getting rid of Bondo buggy, right? Highly motivated, that's what I was. So I'm going to suggest you do something weird like that. Like, let's sell this car for $1,500 and go buy a $1,500 car that runs and drive it for 4 months. And during that 4 months, you can buy it. It's a garage sale car. It's ugly. It's got hail dents in it, but it runs. Mm-hmm. All you want is something that runs. You get it at a garage sale. That's where you get it. You got to air the tires up. And you drive that car for 4 months.
Guys, it's Jade. Look, if you like what you heard in this episode and want to know more about getting started on the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com and click the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. That's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studios. It's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today as we answer your questions about your life and your money. Open phones about 888-825-5225. New Orleans is calling. Brittany is with us. Hi, Brittany. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dave? Thank you guys so much for taking my call.
Our pleasure. How can we help?
All right. So I'm on baby step 2 currently, but I'm looking to move closer to my job. I currently have about an hour and 30 to 2 hour round trip daily that I take.
Good
Moving
Lord.
closer would put me at about a 30-minute commute daily. But the kicker is currently I'm only paying $800 for rent, but I do spend about $600 on gas every month. Moving, I would go up $700 in rent, but I would probably cut my expense on gas to $300. I currently make about $10 to $12K a month, but I have about $50,000 left in debt to pay. So I'm trying to decide on
What do you do?
The best step. I am a school social worker, but I do have 2 other jobs that I'm working right now to kind of get out of baby step 2 a little quicker.
So if I did that math right real quick, it's a $450 swing that you would lose by going 30 minutes closer, or by getting it down
closer.
by getting it down to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're making $10,000 to $12,000 a month.
Yes.
Doing what? It's not social work. What are you doing?
So I do social work. I also am working at FedEx currently, part-time in the mornings. I do counseling in the afternoons as well, and I do have disability that I get from the military. So all in total about 10 to 12K. Okay.
Thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of those is the big number?
I would say the big number is my disability.
Oh, really? Okay. Good. How much is that?
About $3,900 a month.
Okay, so you're getting like 3 or 4 checks for $3,000, $4,000. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Yes, I'm moving closer.
Yeah.
Probably not where you think you're moving.
Yeah.
I think there's a third option. C, which is move closer for rent that's about the same. I don't think you want to go over there or out that far in the country or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. And I don't want you to be in a situation that's unsafe. I'm not suggesting that. But so where are you commuting? What's the big commute? The counseling, or no? It would be the
social work.
The social work, right?
Yes. So I do school social work. So actually the social work and the FedEx job are in the same area. And I do the counseling telehealth. So I can do it from anywhere.
Good call. Okay, thanks for the clarification. That's good. So anyway, what I'm going to suggest is you keep looking, because I think you have a valid point, but I also think you can do it cheaper than what you found in the area you need to be in.
Your rent would go from $800 to $1,500 a month?
Yes.
Yeah. So what area are you in now?
I currently stay in a small town, Thibodaux, Louisiana.
Yeah. I know.
But I work in Destrehan.
You work in what?
Yeah, in Destrehan.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
How much debt do you have? You said you're in baby step 2. How much do you have?
Yes. I have
50K.
about $50K.
Oh, okay, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, you need to do something. Okay, I wouldn't commute an hour and a half in the New Orleans market. That's not a normal commute in that market. It might be in LA, but it's not in New Orleans. Okay, so I commute 12 minutes, so I'm not going to do this. Okay, period. I'm going to suggest you do something that direction, but I'm also going to suggest that you shop more and find something closer to 1,000, which makes this make a lot more sense. So what I'm challenging, actually more than the idea of moving, is the idea that you have to move to that particular place, that particular thing. So I want you to go find a rich old lady in Bethlehem that has a garage out back with an apartment over it that a friend at the church tells you about that's never been on the market for rent, and you go out there and you rent from her for $800. I want you to find the weird thing like that, instead of just walking up to the shiny apartment complex that has a management team out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, and I want you to go get the weird thing that is perfectly safe and perfectly clean, no roaches, no mold. I'm not suggesting this stuff, okay? But what you can find is, I mean, you can go to the richest end of town and find a garage apartment if you know where to look and know who to talk to, and someone believes you're a good person to have in the corner. And I don't know, maybe you offer to do something for the rich old lady to take care of her in the process, or you talk to her relatives and they put you in there and your house sit. I don't care, but let's get a little more creative and get this rent down.
Yeah, I mean, you make $10,000 to $12,000 a month.
She's killing it.
You're killing it. I'm trying to
She works all the time.
Yeah, and you're not going to do that probably forever, but it's just you, right? You can live on hardly anything.
Yeah, it doesn't take much space for you because you're never there.
In a normal life, the $1,500 wouldn't be that bad. It's just...
Well, I don't even mind the $1,500 in this case.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to challenge is this idea that we always propose these two things, and neither one of them are good. High rent and it's close,
right,
or low rent and it's far.
Yeah.
How about low rent and it's close? Let's look for that one. That's all I'm saying. We immediately think if I lose my job that I'm going to get a job that pays less. Why not lose my job, take the severance pay, and get a job that pays more, and keep the severance pay and call it a signing bonus?
That's a good
Why
word.
not think about how glass half full? There's always a different way. And that's the critical thinking I'm always trying to push on. That's what I'm doing here.
That's a good word.
So you're awesome. I like you. I think you're going to do great. I'm proud of you, Brittany. You're attacking this. You work like a maniac, and you're going to clean up your debt. It's going to be done in no time at the way you're going. But just find something that you can write about when you write your story someday, that I found this cool situation, like I was telling that guy a while ago about that car, you know, I mean, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, you got to have something like that in the mix. And here's the thing, when you buy a car, when you commute, when you rent, it's very seldom for long.
That's true. That is very true.
We act like we're doing this for 20 years.
No, in her case, it's going to be,
it's just a hand. It's just a spit.
Yeah.
It's just spit. It's not
the bucket.
very long. And so in the scope of your life, a year, 2 years, 18 months, whatever it is, you can do anything for 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is so true.
And she's got more than 3 months to go. But I mean, we act like these decisions are so permanent. But there's no way I'm commuting an hour and a half. I'm moving.
Oh, that's terrible. That's torture. 2 hours?
No, thank you. Even if you listen to the Ramsey Show the entire time, still wouldn't do it. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dr. John Deloney here. I'm a huge fan of both meditation and prayer. And good mental health includes slowing down, gaining control of your thoughts, and plugging into something bigger than you. And Hallow makes it easy to start a daily practice of meditation, prayer, and finding peace. Hallow is the #1 Bible app in the world, and you can tailor content towards your faith tradition. From scripture readings and prayers to meditation and journaling, Hallow makes it easy to practice prayer, meditate, and build a deeper, more meaningful spiritual life and rediscover true peace. Go to hallow.com/Ramsey today to get 3 months of Hallow for free. That's hallow.com/Ramsey.
Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Everybody's talking about student loans.
Yes, they are.
And since the government isn't going to forgive them, which we knew, no one is shocked that thinks clearly.
It's not a spoiler alert.
No, wasn't going to happen. Been saying it wasn't going to happen. Everybody's mad at me because I said it wouldn't happen, and then I'm right, and they're mad at me because I was right. So there you go. So get over it. You're going to have to pay your student loans. Here's how it works. Now.
But we'll help you with that.
That's the point. That's been the point from the start.
Yes.
We're not going to pay them for you. We're not going to forgive them, but we're actually going to do what we've done for millions of people and show you exactly how to get out of the student loan debt. It's starting in October. You need to get your freaking act together.
That's right.
This train is coming. Mm-hmm. Get off the track. Hello.
Okay.
Get out of the truck. Let it hit the truck, but don't stay in the truck. Whatever. Get away from the train. Really,
the
it's
good
coming.
news is, for almost all of you, I'm going to help you find not only the money you need to make that payment, but more.
Yep. It's called a budget. And we do it with every dollar. And Jade and Sam did it. They paid $465,000 in debt. 200 plus of that was student loan debt. So
yes.
She actually did it. You can't argue with somebody who did it. That's how it works, right?
And I used every dollar the year that it came out, Dave.
Yeah. And it was clunkier.
It was clunky, and we made it work.
It's robust and sophisticated now.
Yes. Now it has all of the tools and the trinkets and the things that I wished I had back then. Now you get to use them. And the good news is I am doing a webinar, Dave.
Yep, you are.
This is an hour and a half of your time on your lunch break. It's free. So it's free. You bring your lean cuisine, you bring your sub sandwich, and you sit, and I will help you figure out where that margin is in your budget, what you've been missing, why it didn't work before, and I will help you get it working now. So not only will we find your student loan payment, because by the way, most people find about $332
in the first time they do a budget.
The first time, yes.
By the time they do a budget for several months, they find more than that.
Yeah, because you get sleek.
They cut their expenses by 9% on average. You know what the inflation rate was last year?
Yeah,
9%.
There you go.
Ding ding. Isn't that
just found
odd?
it.
We found 9% lost in your budget.
Yes, and it's free.
Did we mention that it's free? That's an important part.
There's no excuse.
You know, I'll tell you something we didn't mention is we mentioned this yesterday, and the stinking thing's almost full.
Yes, it is.
So it does fill up because the technology only allows us to put so many people in the webinar.
Yes.
So if you want to be in the webinar, go to everydollar.com/budgeting.
That's right. Sign up.
And sign up. It's going to be August 9th, which would be like a week from today.
Yeah, I think it's a Wednesday. Yep.
Week from no, yesterday's Wednesday. Today's Thursday. I'm so lost.
Yes, me too.
Well, and I don't know when you're listening to it on podcast anyway, so
true.
just ignore all of that. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, it's about a week, not less than a week away, and it's completely free. Everydollar.com/budgeting. Jade, limited number of seats, and they are not gone, but they're almost gone, and it's free.
And I'll be teaching you, but you'll be able to ask questions. I'll be able to hear from you. This is a conversation. It's not just me yakking, although I can yak.
You could fill it up, but you don't need to. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, and by the way, one of the topics is going to be how to deal with an irregular, unpredictable income. Oof. So you're on commission, you're self-employed, your hours are irregular. I can't do a budget. Yes, you can. We can show you how. We actually have a tool inside of Every Dollar called Paycheck Planning that allows you to do it.
So
Boom.
Good. Clutch.
And they've got the financial roadmap in there that shows you how to walk right up the baby steps while you're doing your Every Dollar budget. I mean, this thing is good.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, did we mention the ridiculous price? It's free.
Free 99. That's what I'm talking about.
Free 99. That's funny. All right, Julie's in Pennsylvania. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave and Jade. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
My husband and I are currently working through the baby steps, but in talking about it, we have a couple questions. The first one would be for step number 5 on saving for your children's college fund. Is there a recommendation that you would have maybe of another way to save for them that wouldn't be specifically earmarked for college in case they decide for some reason not to go to college?
No, I would first save in the $529 for college. I would, if you're... As they age, as the kids grow up, if you're feeling more and more that they're going to go where they do no after high school education, which, by the way, is highly unrecommended. You don't have to go to college to use $529.
That's right.
You can go to trade school.
Okay.
And that money converts further on.
You can go to code school and use it to become a programmer. Okay? It doesn't have to be a 4-year institution. And leaving high school and going to college is not for everyone. And certainly going to college and studying, German polka history is stupid. Don't do that, right? But so everybody shouldn't go to college, carte blanche, no matter what. But everyone should continue to gather knowledge.
Right.
Everyone. If you don't continue to gather knowledge, you're going to end up broke your whole life. So you need to be a lifetime learner. We do teach our children knowledge is a currency that will cause your life to win, not degrees and not snotty, famous institutions. It doesn't matter where you go or that you got a sheepskin. What matters is, do you know something that you didn't know yesterday? So the number of books I have read since I graduated from college 40 years ago is astronomical, So that's where I want you. I want them in that mode. But all that to say, they can get certifications, they can get trade schools, they can do all kinds of things. So I'm going to start saving. Now, if you get $100,000 in a kid's name, and this kid is going to be a welder, you probably need to stop saving at that point. But right now, you got nothing.
How many kids do you have?
Right. I have 2.
Yeah. The other thing is that the siblings can use it.
Yeah, siblings can use it. Some of the 529s, even adults, can go back.
The law says spouses can use them.
Yeah.
And not spouses. I'm sorry, parents.
Parents.
You can use them. Their kids can use it.
Yep.
Your kid, you can. It's not. And even if you did take it out, you're just going to pay a penalty on the growth.
That's right.
That's all. You don't.
Okay,
you don't actually lose money.
And they can convert to their retirement down the line, right?
Yep, it can become a Roth IRA. It takes forever.
Yeah, it does. But the point is, nothing's lost. Nothing's wasted.
There's option.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here, let me tell you, it's a really good question you're asking, okay? Because it gives us the ability to clarify. Here's the other thing that happened with my kids. We didn't have 529s when the Ramsey kids were growing up. Okay, there's no such thing then. So we were just saving in a mutual fund in their name. That's called a Unified Gift to Minors Act. Okay.
Yeah. And
we just saved, and you could do that if you want, because the money's at least going to be taxed at their rate, which is zero until they get up to $10,000 in gains. So it's largely zero. But anyway, having that fund, even if our kids didn't go to college, gave us the opportunity to continually, as parents, talk about, hey, here's your college fund. Hey, here's your college fund. Hey, this is your college fund. Hey, we're putting money in your college fund. Hey, come over here. I want to show you how to calculate how much is in your college fund. Share price times number of shares. And this is how much is in your college fund. And what was I doing there? Yes, I was brainwashing them to go to college. Okay, that's true. But in addition to that, or instead of that, if you wanted to say, this is your education fund.
That's good, Dave.
Because education matters. What we're doing is we're part of the rhythm of the Ramsey kitchen table was ever so often you would hear from your parents that learning matters. Because we're saving for it. We're investing in your future because learning matters, because knowledge matters. And you do want that. That's another benefit of having the 529 is to keep talking about it. But yeah,
That's very good.
I don't oversave if you think you've got a kid. But if you got 2 doctors or 2 lawyers, you really can't save enough. So, but if you got a welder and a coder, you can stop at some point because you're not going to need as much as you need to go through med school. Mm-hmm. They may make more, but they're not going to spend as much to get the degree.
True that.
Man.
That's a good conversation.
It is. And we've had so much discussion with Ken Coleman, Mike Rowe about the trades. Mm-hmm. Trades are they're on the comeback, thank goodness.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what
much
made
needed.
One of the things made America great.
Yeah.
We know how to build stuff,
That's right.
And we know how to think positively about people that build stuff. And they don't all have to come from somewhere else. It can just be from across the street.
That's right.
There's great pride in being a craftsman, or there should be. This is The Ramsey Show. Well, you've all played the telephone game. The first person whispers a message to the second person, who whispers it to the third, and so on around the table until the original message has completely changed. Multiply that confusion by 100 if you run a business with different software systems that don't talk to each other. That's why there's NetSuite by Oracle. In the early days of Ramsey, we were using different systems for all of our business units. We needed one single source for accurate data. NetSuite was the software we used to optimize and take us to the next level. NetSuite gave us the visibility into all of our numbers so that we could communicate across departments and plan ahead better. And as we grew, it scaled with us. NetSuite worked for Ramsey, and it will make a difference for your business too. Join the more than 34,000 customers who trust NetSuite to help make them smarter and make better decisions and level up their operations. To learn more, get a free product tour at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage. Mark and Barbara are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, Dave.
Hi, we're doing well.
Good. Where do you guys live?
We live in Denver, North Carolina.
Oh, fun. What's that near?
Right outside of Charlotte. Yeah.
Charlotte. Okay, cool. Welcome to Nashville. Good to have you guys.
Thank you.
All the way over here to do a debt-free scream. How much did you pay off?
We paid off $215,600.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I like it. And how long did this take?
3.5 years.
Good for you. And your range of income during that time?
120 to 2.25.
Way to go. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a 6th grade teacher.
Good.
And I sell fruit for a living.
Very good.
You sell fruit for a living.
That's right.
A lot of it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot of apples.
I like it. So what kind of debt was the $216,000?
We paid off our house.
Hey! Looking at weird people. How old are you two weirdos?
I'm 37. And
I'm 34.
And you have paid for a house.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, when you were 22, people told you that wasn't possible.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Even now.
Even now they tell you it's not possible, and you've already done it. And it's too, wait a minute, it's possible. I'm standing in it. Shut up. Yeah, but yeah, it's so weird, isn't it? It is. That's why we call people weirdos, is because it's the best kind of weirdo to be, because people, A, can't believe it can happen, and B, they don't believe it happens as much as it does happen. Lots of people pay off their houses, but nobody talks about it much. Okay. Way to go, you guys.
Thank you.
Wow.
So what in the world happened to you 3.5 years ago that lit you up like this?
Well, I mean, it started like 12 years ago when Barbara and I got engaged. We got a gift for Financial Peace University that we took at that time, so we've been trying to live it ever since. About 4 years ago, I got a new job, and then we just dream all the time and plan and goal. And so we looked down like 3.5 years ago and said, we can get this done in maybe like 5 or 6 years, maybe 7, before the kids get to high school. And then, I don't know, you just start getting after it and you knock it out pretty quick. And it was just awesome.
I love it. Way to go, y'all. Yeah. That's so fun. I mean, you're not even 40. What's this house worth?
525, 530, something like that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And how much in your retirement accounts?
About 300.
Way to go. So you're bumping up on millionaire.
Pretty close.
Yep, very close.
Going to be baby steps millionaires in a minute.
Yep.
Way to go, you guys.
Thank you.
And you're not even 40. You're not even 35. I mean, come on. Wow.
That's amazing.
That is. How's it feel?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it feels really good.
Have you had that first month where there's no payment yet?
Yeah, July was our first month.
Oh, tell me about it. Walk me through it. Walk me through it.
Well, we did get the tax bill that month, too, for the house, but it was the best bill that I've ever paid, so I was happy to pay that bill.
Yeah, really.
Oh, man.
But,
so what big thing are you going to do to celebrate? You got to do something cool.
We've been putting off certain kinds of travel and vacations that we've wanted to do, and
the good kind.
Yeah, right. Exciting ones that some don't know about. So
yeah.
So we can't say it in front of.
Yeah,
can't say it in front of some of our audience right now, which happens to be sitting over here to the left. Okay,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
We might. Well, we all do now. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Also, the ones that don't involve them too.
Yes.
Okay, so
the ones that don't involve them. Tell us about them. Where are you going?
We'd probably like to go down to like Key West or somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's a nice trip.
A little couple things.
That's a good. Very good.
I love it. Not a payment in the world.
Yes.
Not even 40 years old.
Debt. No debt on the house. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
I mean, I think one of the major things is work. I mean, we're married, so we work as a team. We work as one, and whether she's pulling me up, which is most of the time, or I try to help her out too. It's getting after it. So.
Yeah, I think it's patience and just remembering your why and continuing to do God's work with the money that you've been given.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yeah.
I can't see it. That's on your T-shirt. Yeah. Okay, that's a great scripture. Obviously, well done, you guys. Well done. Well done. Well done. So, man, I mean, when you were growing up, people talked about millionaires, and now you're getting ready to be one.
Yeah. I mean, I took a new job that kind of put us back a little bit, but we were still okay as far as income goes. But Barbara at the time was staying at home with our youngest, and she started opening her own business. She got after it. I mean, one of the big reasons she kind of pushed us towards that finish line really, really fast was her just doing stuff in her part-time to buy and sell and learn. And it was very impactful and very inspirational that she could take on something like that to continue to help the household. And
what were you selling?
Anything that would make me money.
Okay, so you just buying like garage sale stuff, flipping on eBay, or
very
Facebook
cool.
Marketplace or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Well done. Sound like you did good at it. Wow, very good. Good.
Man, so you get a hold of Dave's book 12 years ago, because I'm thinking about your journey. It sounds like you kind of avoided debt in general for the past 12 years, right? Even before you got intense 4 years ago to pay off this house, yeah?
Pretty close. Yeah. I mean, we had probably, like most people do, might have had a credit card because it seems like a good idea for credit, or we have a car payment, but we're going to pay it off early.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Some of the things that were probably pretty normal. But, we kind of had a wake-up call to...
Yeah, kick it into high gear.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Knock it out.
This is just so... And so I don't understand how anybody can listen to this and not be inspired.
And not believe it can be done. They just did it.
How many people do you know in their 30s that have a paid-for house? I mean, we know lots of them, Dave, because they come through here every day.
Yep.
But if you're listening, this is what you can do. You guys have made it clear that this is what's possible in life.
Very, very cool. Hey, bring the kiddos up. Let's introduce them, their names and ages.
And this is Stella with her beautiful blue glasses on. She's 8, and then this is Gabby. She's 4.
All right, cute. And they got the T-shirts to match.
That's
well
right.
done. Well done. Good stuff. Hey, we've got the Live and Give box for you. That's the Baby Steps Millionaires book. You should read it because you're almost there. And Total Money Makeover book, that's one to give away and get somebody else's journey started. And Financial Peace University as well. You can give it or you can live it, whatever you want to do. That's what the box is for. Thanks for making the trip over.
Thank you very much for having
Charlotte.
us.
You guys are inspiring. You're heroes.
Appreciate it.
Well done. You're heroes to those two. You changed your family tree,
Yes.
man. Their lives will never be the same. They have no idea how important this day is, or the milestone that this day represents is, and what their mom and dad's sacrifices meant. So well done, you guys. Very, very, very well done. Mark and Barbara, Stella and Gabby, Charlotte, North Carolina. They paid off $216,000 in debt. That's house and everything. Almost Baby Steps millionaires already. Man, did this in 3.5 years, making $120 to $225. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
We're debt-free. Yeah! This is how it's done. Whoop, 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 whoop.
There you go. Wow.
I don't think we can say it or show it or illustrate it or tie it together any more clearly or often enough to tell people the fastest way to build wealth is to get out of debt.
That's right.
I mean, here they sit with a paid-for $500,000 house, $300,000 in savings, so they're at $800K net worth, and they're bumping up on millionaire status. They're going to be multi-millionaires, easily, unless they just really screw this up. I mean, they're really on track to probably have a $10 million net worth by the time they get in their 60s.
Right. That's the thing, Dave.
And all they did was get their income back instead of giving it to somebody else.
That's right. We sit and talk about this daily on the radio, and it's not just this idea. It's not just a theory. We get to watch people do it every day. Millions of people get a hold of this information. They change their lives. They pay off their debt. They pay off their homes, and they become millionaires.
Yeah, and so when we get the haterade out there that says, "Oh, Dave Ramsey stuff is just for poor people. It's good first steps, but he doesn't really know anything about wealth building." You know, it doesn't hurt our feelings because we know you're stupid.
Right.
When you say that, okay? We understand. But what it does piss us off is somebody might believe your stupid butt stuff.
True that.
When we created more millionaires probably than any other organization currently operating in America right now by doing that right there.
Okay, that's the fact.
It pisses me off when somebody tries to put us in a bucket or in a corner of not building wealth because we've shown more people how to build wealth than anybody. And not because it hurts our feelings. It doesn't hurt us. It doesn't change my net worth when you do that. But you convince somebody else with your stupid butt hope stealing that they can't do it. And we sit here and show people every freaking day that you can do it. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. But when desire comes, it is the tree of life. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Anisha is with us in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Anisha. How are you?
I'm great today. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I'm calling about the student loan debt relief and everything that's transpiring the end of September, beginning of October. I have some student loans that I have yet to pay off. It's my last one, and I'm currently unemployed. And I have the money in my savings account, and I want to go forth with paying it off. However, I am hesitant because I experienced a situation before where I was inquired some fees and taxes later on after paying the debt off years ago. And I just want to make sure with what they have instated now with no interest, if there's no type of fees that will occur later on or no type of taxes that will later on occur for anyone when you pay off.
What are you pulling the money out of?
That's what I'm asking.
I'm going to be pulling it out of my savings.
Not a retirement account.
No, sir.
The student loan, the government's not going to assess you a fee for paying off a federal student loan early.
Okay. And I asked because I guess before when I did it, I pulled it from my 401k.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Okay.
That's why you had a tax deal and you had some fees. Now, my bigger question is, right now you don't have an income coming in, right?
Correct.
And how much were you pulling out of your savings, and what will it leave?
I'll be pulling out $12,000.
And what will it leave?
It will for that account. It'll leave $30,000.
Okay. And what did you used to do for a living?
I was actually in marketing. Unfortunately, when I was 7 months pregnant, they let me go. Said that they were getting rid of my position at the beginning of the year, and so it's my husband's income that we are working on.
What does he make?
He makes about $80,000.
What did you used to make?
I was making $60,000.
Okay, and you've had the baby now?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Thank you.
And you didn't have the weight of working for a toxic, horrible company while you were having a baby. That's a wonderful blessing.
You're exactly right. Thank you.
Is this your only debt?
I have a car loan, and that's the last bit of my debt income right now.
Sorry, one more question. I'm digging a little bit. Both of you combined? Is this your only debt?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
So your finances are combined.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because you keep saying me, but I want to make sure he's not.
I'm sorry.
He's not sitting on $300,000 over here in a different account.
Or more savings. Because my next question, you said that would leave $30,000 in savings. So I'm wondering about the car.
How much do you owe on your car?
I owe $9,000.
Okay. Girl,
let's pay them both off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my husband said.
He's right.
Next, are you going back to work after the baby gets a little bit older?
Yes, I want to go after he's turned. At least give him his first year with me, and then go back to work. But
so can you guys make it a year more because you got about a year left? Can you make it a year on his income with no payments?
I think so, and that's what
you got. No car payment.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and we're currently renting in our apartment.
That's okay.
We do want to buy, and we're fine with it. We do want to eventually buy a house next year, and so that's just where my brain is. It's like, gosh, $12,000, or should I go ahead and wipe all this clear? We completely be debt free.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the Lord is just going to continue to provide for us. Ooh, excuse me. As he has before, and open up doors that no man can close, and in his word, he says he wants us to be lenders and not borrowers, and I just keep that in my mind, and I'm like, Lord, I trust you. You've done it before, and you'll do it again. Yep. And so,
I also trust him to grow. I agree with every single thing you just said, and on top of that, I trust him that the corn will grow after I plant it.
Yes.
Turns out the corn doesn't grow by itself. I got to plant it. So you're going to do your part by clearing the debt, living on a budget. The mind of man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. So we're going to have a plan. Don't build a tower without first counting the cost, unless you get halfway up and are unable to finish. So we're going to have a budget. You and your husband are going to live. You're going to do your part to make the truth of these scriptures come alive in your life. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You're incredible. I think you're going to be awesome. You're going to get to spend time with this baby. We're going to be on a detailed plan, and the plan's going to include, when you go back to work, a bunch of your income, if not all of it's going to be able to pile up to save up for a house.
Yes, sir.
You're incredible.
That's what I believe.
You're there.
Do you have every dollar, Anisha?
I used to have it, and when I had it at the time, it wasn't operating well with my bank account.
Now it will.
I just stopped it. Okay.
I want you to go.
I don't know. Who's your bank?
I have I got a couple. It's Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and then I have a few others.
Okay. Well, aside from every dollar, I would just have a suggestion: don't do business with either one of those. They're both horrible. But every dollar will definitely connect to Bank of America and Wells Fargo. No question about it. Hold on.
And go to everydollar.com/Jade and get a year $15 off on me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, everydollar.com/Jade. Promo code $15 off, and you'll get it for a year. Super cheap.
I need to get a /Dave. I don't have a /Dave.
You got to know people, Dave. You got to know the right people.
You got to have the connection to get a /Dave.
That's right.
I don't know. /Dave could be like a horror film.
That could. That sounds a little negative. That sounds the Psycho.
Hey, Anisha, you're incredible.
Yeah, she
Go
is.
do this plan and follow all the way through, okay? Don't go pay off these two things and then be irresponsible and call me back later and say, I didn't even working, so I ran up a bunch of debt. No, you're going to get on every dollar. Jade just gave you the /Jade. And so you got the $15 off. Get on there. You and your husband sit down. Let's lay out a plan so that this whole thing turns into a blessing. Because here's what's going to end up happening. And you can't see it yet, but I've seen it before. So I'll go ahead and predict it, okay? When you go back to work, you are wiser than when you took that last job. And you have more knowledge about marketing than when you took that last job. When you go back to work, you're going to make more money than you were making when those idiots fired you. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a better company. Mm-hmm. Because you are going to choose a place that pays you more and that is worthy to have you there.
And you are going to walk and move in a different type of confidence because you don't have this debt around your neck, and that confidence is going to cause you to attract better opportunities. Let me just tell you.
You interview better when you're not desperate.
That's a fact.
Desperate salespeople smell bad. Just telling you. When you're trying to sell yourself in an interview,
you can smell it.
It's ugly when you're desperate. It's like, God, just hire me to clean the dishes. I don't anything. I mean, it just probably doesn't interview well. I'm just saying.
No.
Yeah. But, hey, you're
She's
incredible. I really can see incredible stuff. And it all comes off of the simple question, I didn't want fees for my student loan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that weird? But we got all the way down into her life.
We did.
Yeah. So but that's the way that works around here. Because, see, money's not... People who just answer money questions, they miss the point. Because this is all about your life. All about you. I mean, she got a brand new baby. Mm-hmm. She's not sleeping much right now.
Nope.
And trying to figure out how to do all this stuff.
But she's about to pay off her student loans,
her
car, and still have money saved.
And her husband's going to smile.
That's right.
And say, it was my idea.
Yes. For once, I was right.
Just call Ramsey. They'll tell you I was right.
That's right. It doesn't happen often, but when it does.
Occasionally, you got to play the I was right card. Yeah. You don't play them often, but you just occasionally got to throw it down on the table there. That's it. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to work on my /Dave.
Yeah, /Dave. I know some people in this building, Dave, and I think they can hook you up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my name's on the front part of the /
It is. That's
the Ramsey Solutions part. So maybe they just thought I didn't need a /. It's possible. You never know.
But the money's after the /.
Oh. Now we're getting to it.
Oh boy.
So does that mean anybody goes to /Jade, they could get $15
That's
off?
right. If anybody types it in, Dave, we are giving them $15
put out a secret
off.
code. An internet
I'm giving away your
secret
money.
code over the dadgum airwaves.
That's right. It's a secret code.
So this is what happens when somebody gives you a /.
I'm slashing.
A /.
Yeah.
This is the Ramsey Show. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Pods Moving and Storage Studios. It's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Courtney starts this hour in San Diego. Hi, Courtney. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. Thank you so much, Dave. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
You too. What's up?
I have a question regarding my husband's car. I am wondering if it would be reasonable for me to beg, plead, ask him to sell the car to get us closer to our financial goals and get us further out of debt.
No. You shouldn't be begging and pleading your husband to get your financial goals in order. The two of you should be talking about getting your financial goals in order, and then he looks around and says, oh, one of the things I need to do that is sell my car.
Yeah.
Oh, that I didn't expect you to say that. All right. I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah, I think the two of you need to be so sharing of these goals that he looks around and says, what's best for the family is this. So, tell me about the car. What's the situation with it?
He purchased a $300,000 McLaren knowing that he was going to lose his job. And he did lose his job in February of 2022. And he's been trying to build a business, a software company. He's spent $100,000 of our savings on the software company. And it's going a lot slower than he anticipated. And we're living on my income in Southern California. And
which is what?
It's difficult. I am a property manager, and all of my properties that I've purchased are free and clear of debt, and I make $225,000 in rent, but a huge portion goes to property insurance, property taxes.
So what do you take home?
Etc. Less than $100,000.
And what was he making before?
$300,000.
Doing what? Software engineer?
He was a CFO of a healthcare company.
Okay. Okay. So, Courtney, what the car is not the problem. The car is the symptom of him doing extreme behaviors.
Man.
And
I agree.
What's scaring and it's terrifying you. It's terrifying me listening to it.
Yeah, it's really frightening.
Yeah.
I've prayed a lot about it, but
I think he needs to hear you say loud and clear that he's scaring you to death. You're terrifying me. This feels so irresponsible. The car, the in combination with the software company, the fact that you would go do that right before, it has nothing to do with the car. It's got to do with the fact that you would go do that right before you know you're losing your job and right before you do a startup.
How much savings do you have now? I know you said he pulled out $100,000.
Now it's less than $100,000, and it's dwindling very, very rapidly.
So you don't have any net worth left.
You're using that to float your life right now.
Exactly.
Is the McLaren paid for?
Oh, we have a $150,000 car loan. So I was hoping that we could at least get the car paid off so that we wouldn't have that additional payment every month.
So
at 8%.
Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is that you pan back and that he pan back and look at your lives, and you may need to sit down. You do need to sit down with a good marriage counselor, with a good pastor, somebody to guide you that he will trust and talk to, because if you pan back. What I would tell him if he was my buddy and if he asked me, I would tell him is your extreme high risk behavior is terrifying your family. You're traumatizing your wife. It's completely out of line. And it's almost like you're living a midlife crisis and dragging your family along with you. And so you need to get a job and sell your car, not because you need to get a job and sell your car, but because you need to do some actions that are not extreme, high-risk, bizarre behavior to tell your wife you haven't lost your dadgum mind.
Well, it almost sounds like that kind of is what happened. It's like this denial of before he was having this $300,000 income.
Is he 45?
He's 52.
Okay, close enough. Yeah, like I've done this before. Okay.
It's like he's not accepting that that's not the reality in the moment.
So here's what I'm saying. There's something about the CFO thing going away and something about what's going on inside of him that's causing extreme behaviors, or that's leading him to engage in extreme behaviors. These are desperate lurches. And that's what needs to be fixed. The McLaren is just a symptom of that. Does that make any sense?
It does, absolutely.
And so if I don't think you're going to gain much ground that you want to gain by going in and saying Dave Ramsey said sell the McLaren. I mean, he's probably just going to look at you and go, who the crap is Dave Ramsey? I'm not selling my car. And so, and so he doesn't really care what I think. But what I would tell you is, if I were in your shoes, and I think I think you're verifying, you're terrified, you're traumatized by his behaviors. I think if I were you, I would coach you to address that. And then the McLaren, getting rid of that is if he calms down these desperate lurches, anyone with a little sense of peace and dignity and destiny that's not lurching and reaching is going to immediately look up and go, we can't afford a $150,000 car payment. I mean, this just. If you told me you had a $20 million net worth, that may be okay.
Right. But are you confident in this? Are you confident in his business venture? Like, in your head, are you going, he's the type of guy that makes money, he's going to do it? Or are you like, no, this is not it?
Well, we've been down this road before. And so I'm cautiously optimistic. If that's too evasive, I can't even. I'm cautiously optimistic, but he's been trying to sell this software since February. And
it hasn't moved.
No, it hasn't moved. And so he does need additional income at this moment. And that is what he's been resistant to. And even on his birthday, which was just a few days ago, he told me he's absolutely not selling the car. That is not because his daughter asked.
No.
Our 13-year-old said, Dad, you promised you would sell the car. Are you going to sell the car? And he said, no, I'm never selling the car. So I think there's
something going on.
Well, there's an identity breakdown. He's gotten his identity into, I'm a player. And the car and the joint the car and the startup represent, I'm a player. And I can't turn my back on either one of them, because then I wouldn't be a player. And I'm a player that wins. That's what he thinks. And he's afraid he's not. He's afraid he's a poser. And so, you guys need some counseling, hon. I'm sorry you're going through this. It is terrorizing. You have a right to be very afraid. The conditions are not good, but the car is a symptom, not a problem.
If you're like most people, your home is your most valuable asset. And when you want to make improvements, it can feel like everything costs too much or takes too long. But something as simple as custom window coverings from Blinds.com can completely change your space and add value to your home. We've recommended Blinds.com for over a decade, so you know you can trust them. From blinds, drapes, and shutters to motorized shades, they make it easy and affordable to upgrade your entire home, and their team is ready to help with everything from design consultation to measuring and installation. Plus, there are never any misleading quotes or hidden fees. Everything's backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee, and shipping is always free. See why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Visit Blinds.com to save up to 40% off everything site-wide. Go to Blinds.com for more information.
Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host. Thank you for joining us, America. We are glad you're here. All month long, we're giving away cash. You could win one of the $500 weekly prizes or the grand prize of $3,000. No purchase necessary. All you got to do to enter is go to RamseySolutions.com/giveaway. You can enter up to once a day. If you enter more than that, the computer kicks you out. So you did no good. Try it. Doesn't work. You can also get our best-selling books like The Total Money Makeover, From Paycheck to Purpose, and Own Your Past, Change Your Future from Dr. John Deloney, as low as $12. His brand new book coming October 3rd is called Building a Non-Anxious Life. You'll learn the 6 daily choices to break free from a life spinning out of control. You can pre-order that book now for $20. If you do, you get $75 in free bonus items. And his Questions for Humans cards are on sale for only $12 at RamseySolutions.com. That is some life-changing stuff. Free money, good deals, lots of helpful information. That's what we're about around here. RamseySolutions.com/store. Even the store has a slash.
It does. You're left out in the cold, Dave, yet again.
Stacy's in Louisiana. Hi, Stacy. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thank you.
Sure. What's up?
I have a whole life policy that has been paid off. It's a $15,000 policy that my dad took out for me. Mm-hmm. And now the benefit amount is $47,399. Mm-hmm. So my question is, and I called them, I can keep the death benefit at $15,000, and they're telling me I can move a portion of it to an IRA Roth and make 4.5% on it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know if I should just leave it in there and leave it as a death benefit, or just leave the death benefit at $15,000 and then use that other.
What was the $47,000?
That is the death benefit paid out now.
The cash value.
Yeah.
No, the cash value is $25,000.
Okay. So if you close the policy up, you get $25,000.
Correct.
Okay. Well, let me kind of reset the table for you before I tell you what to do. Okay? Because you're using the phrasing that the whole life agents teach you. Okay.
That's why I'm calling you.
Yeah. So as long as you're alive, there is a probability of your death. Agreed?
Agreed.
As long as there is a probability of your death, there is a cost to life insurance. For them to cover you, it costs them something, because each year there's a chance you will die. And you can break that down by year. If you're an insurance company, that's what you would do. It's called an actuarial table, okay? And so for the fact that as long as you're alive, it costs them. There is never a time that you have paid off a policy. What has happened is you have prepaid a policy. They charged you such high premiums, and your dad such high premiums in the early days, that they never aren't going to charge you again. Okay? That's thing number one. Okay? How old are you?
I am 56. Now, I'll tell you this, Dave. I know we paid like $69 a month for
forever.
20 years. So just for 20 years, it's paid off.
Yeah. Okay.
So he paid.
And for $69 a month, you could have had $1.5 million in insurance.
Well, exactly. But this was 20 years ago.
So that's what. It was the same cost. It was the same cost back then. So, but the point is that you overpaid and prepaid, and so they finally quit charging you because they got enough of your money. Number one thing. Number two thing, a $15,000 policy, the interest on $25,000 would buy a $15,000 policy. Right?
Okay.
I mean, if you took the $25,000 out and put it in a savings account, the interest would buy you a $15,000 policy. So you're paying for your policy in lost interest because this thing's not earning anything. That's the other problem with it. The third thing is, if you die, you said the death benefit is now $47, so this must be a mutual company. They've been doing add-ons.
It's Knights of Columbus.
Yeah, they've been
say
doing
that.
add-ons. Okay, yeah. So you've been buying more insurance as you went along, and so you've got a higher death benefit than $15,000. Now you have a death benefit of $47,000 because you've been using some of your dividends to buy additional insurance. Paid-up additions are called. Okay, and that's what's happened. And so all of this to say. Sadly, this whole endeavor has not been a good move. Keeping it is not going to be a good move. If it were me, I would just cash it out and take the $25,000 and invest it. Period.
Okay, so that's they were kind of telling me I could invest it through them.
No, you can't.
With this IRA.
You can't.
Okay.
You cannot roll over a whole life cash value of $25,000 into an IRA. You can put $8,000 into an IRA if you have an earned income of that. But whole life insurance is not in a retirement program. It cannot be rolled to an IRA. That is not true.
Okay.
Now they can't. They could take some of your money up to $8,000 and invest it into an IRA, and paying you 4.5% would be screwing you again. Because a good mutual fund should pay 10 to 12%, and a good Roth IRA, which is where you need to be with this $25,000. So they're whole life agents. It's what they do. They believe in it or they don't believe in it, and they know they're ripping people off. But either way, they're ripping people off. And so what you need to do is go to a good SmartVestor Pro and cancel this policy and take the $25,000 and put it in good mutual funds. You can put $8,000 in if you're married. You can put $16,000 in because of your spouse, and then the next year you could put another $10,000 in. So over 2 calendar years, you can get it moved into a Roth IRA. But you could do that with or without doing this. You can put that much money into a Roth IRA anyways. That's all this is.
My head is spinning on this a little bit because I just did a little bit of just my Jade math. I'm like, she said she's paid $69
for 20 years.
For 20 years to get a $15,000 death benefit.
Mm-hmm.
If you just that math on that, it's $16,560. So she paid more money to get less of a death benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And let's just go ahead because we just got to explain it to folks. So there's two types of insurance companies. There's mutual and standard. Standard is the stockholders own the company, and the profits go to the stockholders. Mutual is the State Farm, Knights of Columbus, Northwestern Mutual.
Yeah.
Anything says mutual, it says Mutual of Omaha. Mutual is the policyholders own the company. Now, and then they pay you dividends. Mm-hmm. Now, let's walk this through, okay? If a company makes a profit, it charged the customer more than the cost of the item. Mm-hmm. And so if you're the owner of the company and the customer of the company, and they give you some of the profit back, it's because they charged you too much to start with.
So it's like a tax return.
It's not a co-op. And so the Treasury Department has ruled that life insurance dividends are not true dividends.
It was your money to begin with.
Because it's just a circular thing. You gave them too much and they gave you some of it back.
Tax return.
And so, yeah, it's like a tax return in that regard. I see what you're saying. But the Treasury Department has ruled it's not an income. It's not taxable. Life insurance dividends are State Farm. If you got a car and they send you a dividend, it's not taxable. It's because it's the return of a deliberate overcharge is what the Treasury Department says, which is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So in her case, what they did was they took that money instead of giving it back to her and bought more life insurance
for her.
Yes. And that's called paid up additions. And that's why she had a $47,000 death benefit instead of a $15,000 death benefit.
I kind of feel like that should be illegal. It's shady. I feel like that's very shady.
The whole stinking thing is shady. Whole life insurance is the worst. Mutual whole life insurance is the worst of the worst. And guess what? It's the payday lender of the middle class.
Clearly.
You think payday lenders screwing the poor people? They are. Whole life insurance, payday lender of the middle class. Right there. That's why their buildings are so tall. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. I'm Dave Ramsey. This is the Ramsey Show. Hey, if you want to help us out, we could use your help because you're our entire marketing budget. You guys, thank you. We don't have $300 million to spend on naming a stadium after us or buying a bunch of ads like SoFi. But no, instead, we're just here helping you. So if you want to help us out, we could use the help. And the way you could help us is subscribe to the show, follow the show, leave a 5-star review of the show, share the show, click the share button, let your friends know to listen. Tell people about how and where you're listening, whether it's talk radio or TBN or podcast or YouTube or whatever it is. And we know a bunch of you are doing that because it's working. All of our numbers are up. Thank you. Like this week, we're number 12 on Apple Podcasts. That's of all Apple Podcasts in the world. There's 4 million of them. We're number 12 because of you guys. Thank you. And that's important because when you pull up what podcast to listen to, there's 6 in a row. And that means by being number 12, we're like the last one right there.
That's
so
right.
You can, we're like the first thing you see.
You can see
with,
us.
with the, all the rest of them are like all crime.
That's right. Yes.
All dead people and cereal and all that stuff. It's funny. No, there's This American Life. There's some other news type things on there, but we're certainly the only show of this type that's in that top 12. But thank you guys. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. Stephanie is in Atlanta. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Great. How can we help?
Actually, I have a question. I'm really excited because I am debt free as of this morning.
Yay!
Hey!
That's great.
It was a little over $223,000.
Wow!
And I started. Yeah, it was a lot. And I started just shy of 4 years ago. And I actually took some of your advice and went to I made a really high salary, actually, $180,000, but I was one of those broke high salary people.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fancy house, and my daughter went to a fancy school, and I had a fancy car, and I went on fancy vacations. And it was kind of a fun, but go nowhere kind of road. And I went to my employer and asked them if I could do sales to make extra income, because I'm an operations manager, and asked them if I could do sales on the side. And they said yes. And so I paid off about $130,000 that way.
Wow.
And then, it took a couple of years, but it was kind of awesome. And then my company closed. The company closed this January of this year, and I got a similar job, but it pays only $100,000. And so that for me was an enormous pay cut.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh no, I still had student loans. $55,000 in student loans. I still had one big credit card and a car, and I wasn't there yet. So I did something that was very difficult. I sold my house.
Wow.
I sold my house, and then I moved to where my family's from, because where I lived was St. Petersburg, Florida, very high cost of living there. Mm-hmm. And I moved back up to where my family's from, which is northwest of Atlanta, kind of that Kennesaw, Marietta area. Mm-hmm. And the question I have is a tip that I wanted to say, yay for me. So I'm very excited. But I'm on every dollar, I'm Ramsey Plus, and I did my budgets that way. And that was one of the ways that I kept track of everything, because there were a lot of items to pay off, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it's very exciting also when you're in the online in your account and you can see everything you've paid off. And when I look at it now, like I was looking at it today, waiting to get on the show, and I'm like, wow. I mean, I did that. I first of all, why did I get into all that debt? But I got rid of it, and it's just a huge list. So it's very exciting to see it like that in the Ramsey Plus. But my question is, so now I have $300,000 left over from the sale. And I put $50,000 in my emergency fund, and so that's probably overfunded, but that leaves me with $250,000. And I'm kind of confused. I'm 48. I'm kind of confused about, do I pay cash that money? Because I'm staying with family right now, because I literally moved 3 days ago. Okay. Which is fine. I mean, it's a big house. It's fine. So do I pay cash for a house with that money, or do I just put a large down payment and invest the rest in retirement? Because I only have about, I don't know, 10 grand in my retirement account. I have nothing in there right now, and I only have 20 years left, So
it's just you, no kids, no, you're not attached in any way. In that
I have a significant other, and I have an 8-year-old daughter.
You're outside of Atlanta, pretty far out. I would start looking at homes that suit your needs. You don't have to buy a big, 4-bedroom home. You're in not so much of a.
Can you buy something for $250 that'll do?
I haven't seen a lot for $250, but I've seen $295.
Yeah,
that's what you've got. It's $250, right? You have $250.
She's got $250.
I have $250. Technically, I have $300.
You could have more,
$50 in the emergency fund.
Because
that was baby step 3.
Yeah, you don't need $50,000 in emergency. You could have $30,000, probably be fine. And if you needed to beef this up to $270 to buy something in cash.
True. Yeah. So you can find some stuff up here. We don't need a big house for the 3 of us. So, in that range, the 275, 295.
Yeah. And just for clarity, significant others don't have their names on deeds.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
This is just you buying a house, and you're paying cash for it. What you do besides that is
yeah. So you pay cash. If I were in your shoes, I would pay cash.
You would.
And then there's two things. There's 2 things that'll happen later. One is you're going to be able to, because you don't have any payments of any kind anywhere. You're going to be able to pick and choose the best possible career path without pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have another job now. It just doesn't pay as well as the other.
I know. That's the point. It doesn't pay as well, though. I heard that part. Okay. So I think you have proven in the past that you're worth more than you're currently being paid. You took a job because you needed a job. Now you don't need a job as much. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to mean you're going to adjust your career path in the next 36 months. The second thing that's going to happen is you're going to start investing and building your nest egg so that you're a millionaire soon, and you would be fairly quickly at this process because you are so intentional and you're so focused. And then the fourth thing that's going to happen is you're going to save up a bunch of money also and end up, probably 5 years from now, you'll move up in house and pay cash for the move up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you said it's just the 3 of us. Who are the 3?
This is not forever. A significant other and her kid.
Okay. Her kid or the significant other's kid? That's what I was trying to clarify. Our kid together. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're basically married. We're just not legally. We've been together for
Get legally married. What are y'all waiting for?
We didn't mean to not. We did just kind of, I don't know.
Okay, so you'll go this weekend.
We have a wedding. And
it's kind of like the money stuff. Yeah, it's intentional instead of accidental. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on getting married.
Yeah, and debt free and selling a house and a move and a career. You got quite a life going here. This is great. Yeah, I pay cash because it's not forever. Is my point.
Okay.
You probably won't be there more than 5 years.
Because I'm thinking, okay, if I'm 48 this year, I have,
I don't think you're going to be there 5 years.
Left. Okay.
And you're going to earn more, and you're going to move up later, and you're going to invest because you're currently worried about it, which is good, which makes you now intentional about that. Mm-hmm. When you were worried about the debt, you got rid of it. And now that Jade's got you worried about getting married, you'll get married. And so now whatever you worry about, you attack it and get it done. And so that's all good, and that's a good thing. That's how life works. And so
she didn't know she was getting married this weekend until we informed her, so that's exciting.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you can get a lot of information on the Ramsey Show.
That's right.
That you didn't ask for.
It's totally free.
It's completely free. This is the Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Psalm 27:13. I remain confident of this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Max Lucado says, God does some uncommon things through common people in common places. Yeah, we kind of prove that around here.
Every day.
Yeah, we've had a lot of uncommon impact, and we're a bunch of common folk doing it. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jade Washoe Ramsey Personality is my co-host. Rachel is in Dallas. Hi, Rachel. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my call today.
Our pleasure.
My husband and I have been trying. We've done Dave-ish for about 10 years, and we've made every mistake you've ever told anybody not to do. And if you saw us in person, you would probably flick us upside the head because we know better.
Not you, just your husband.
No, well, maybe just him. So my problem is we're trying to actually do the baby steps without actually doing the baby steps this time. My problem is when we line up our debt, we have a huge bill to the IRS. We owe currently about $25,000. And so it would be our biggest debt next to the house. And so I think I know the answer is that we don't put that at the bottom of the list. We would attack that first.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah. So what do you owe on your home?
$280.
What's it worth?
About $300, $320.
Is your credit screwed up with all these other problems you've had?
No, our credit is fantastic. We have a huge credit score, Dave.
Okay.
We're on top
I
of
would
all
go to
our
the
bills. We
bank
just
and
have a
talk
lot.
about some kind of home equity loan. I'm not sure you got enough equity to do it, but if you can pull $25K off your house and pay the IRS off, I would.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather owe the bank than the IRS. The IRS has the highest fees, the highest interest, and almost unlimited power to screw with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're doing it.
Yeah. I would want them out of my life as fast and as much as possible. You don't want to deal with the KGB if you can help it. So if you can borrow from anybody, you're going to have a better deal than they're giving you and get them out of your life. That's going to be And so is Dave Ramsey telling you to borrow money? No, Dave Ramsey's telling you to take one kind of debt that you have and move it to another kind of debt. So that's not new borrowing. We're just transferring. Right. We're changing the shape of the debt to make it more manageable. What's your household income?
It's about $130, about $125, $130.
Okay, good. And what? Where did the IRS debt come from?
A stupid mistake with zeros on it. My husband he left one job and decided to have a little fun for a while and pulled a whole bunch of money out of his 401.
Okay, so it's a one-time stupid thing, and you know not to do it again. So it's not going to reoccur.
Oh, absolutely no. I'll kill him first.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and so
well, the taxes are still due if he's dead, so let's just keep that in mind.
Yeah. At least I'll have a good life insurance policy then, though.
Well, until they discover the murder part, but
yeah. Yeah, I did listen on that part.
So, all joking aside, have both of you had enough of this? Are you both on board?
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely on board.
Because what you describe with him is an unbelievably irresponsible act.
Yeah.
That's not an ish. That's not a sorta to Dave Ramsey. I just went off the deep end of insanity for a few minutes.
Yeah. And I can't solely blame him because I had some fun in there too. But, we lived like kings for a year.
Well, this is the kind of fun that leaves a hangover that lasts for years.
It definitely does.
Yeah. So
I'm ready for beans and rice.
The thing is, I would go borrow on my house as a part of my complete life transformation, but not as a way to try to escape responsibility for my stupid actions.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go play all the way through and get all these debts paid off, I'd do that. But if not, what I'm telling you is not really going to help you. It's just a small part of the overall thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but my concern would be if I borrow from the bank, and this is going to sound stupid, I know, because I know the answer, the interest rates right now
are much lower than the IRS.
They're still going to be better. Okay, they're still going to be better. Okay.
Because you're also getting compounded late fees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The penalties are what get you with the IRS. And, they have unlimited, they can disrupt your life. They can come just take your paycheck or put a lien on your house. Their power is, no other creditor has anywhere near the kind of power they have. No, banks, if they wanted to sue you, it would take them forever. If they want to foreclose, it takes them forever. The IRS just slaps people around at will.
And they do a horrible job communicating with you. You got to wait for a letter in the mail if they decide to send it.
You really don't want to be at their mercy. It's not worth it. And so, I really don't care about the interest rate. Because, again, it's let's say that all of a sudden one of your checks was gone. Mm-hmm. See, that's a bigger deal than interest rate for you getting your life straightened out.
Yes.
That's why I'm doing this. So, I want you to get control of the variables that we can control. Dax is in Salt Lake. Hi, Dax. What's up?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Great. So I'm 25. My wife is 21, and for the most part, we've been able to, stay out of debt and do okay as far as that goes. But she's looking to go into dental school, and that's expensive, as I'm sure you know. And I'm just trying to figure out the best way to just me and her, how we can, if there's alternatives to going into getting student loans, and if not, what's the best way to approach that?
This sounds like she decided this morning. The way you described it.
Not exactly. She started going to school for software engineering. And she hated it. And this has been something we've been thinking about for a few months now.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I think it's BS.
How much did she spend on the software engineering?
So at that point, her mom was able to help her with that. So there's no student debt.
Yeah,
we have no student debt right now.
Here's the thing, okay? She is not completely sold out, bought in on this. She's 21 years old, and this is a $500,000 decision. And there's not a chance I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. Not a chance. And certainly not going to go into debt to do it. Because here's the deal. Let me just tell you, you go $500,000 in debt to be a dentist, $400,000 in debt to be a dentist, you're a dentist. Even if you don't like it. Mm-hmm. Toughy wuffy. You're a dentist because you have to clean this freaking mess up. You don't get to change your mind and decide you hate it later because you just dug the biggest freaking hole you can't even see out of. Please don't do this.
Right.
Yeah. You're not going to do it. You are not going to do it. You don't want to tell your wife no. Dude, I'm telling you, please, I'm begging you, do not do this. Here. If she wants to be a dentist, let me tell you how to do it. This will end the whole conversation. Join the military. They'll pay for it.
Mic drop.
She's not doing that.
No. No.
She doesn't want it that bad.
Nope.
She might change her mind and not like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nope. Someone who just changed their mind after working on a degree for 3 years because they hate it, and 3 months later wants to go $500,000 in debt. If she told me she wanted to be a dentist for her whole entire life, and you just ran into her, and you're grafting into the story of being a dentist, that's a different conversation. I'm not going to tell you to go into debt to do it then, but in this case, I'm going to beg you, do not do this.
Not to mention, if she had paid for the education of the software degree, or if she had to carry the debt from it, no way she'd be making that choice.
Absolutely. Please don't do this. But they're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll do a moment of silence for them.
Yeah, right now. Yeah. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
What's up, guys? It's Jade. If you love the show and want a deeper dive on your money journey, we have a weekly newsletter that gives you trending and helpful articles and tips on following the Ramsey way. Just go to RamseySolutions.com today to sign up for our newsletter. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter.